Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, I guess I do look a little bit messed up right about now, but hey, what more would you expect for sure? So yeah, I guess if anything, if you couldn't tell, probably little bits of my hair is a bit messed up. Is that I just literally a couple hours ago, I went for a last-minute dip in my family's swimming pool before it got dark for sure. So yeah, I think probably around this time my hair is dried up right about now. So yeah, and of course, if you notice a bit of swelling going on in part of my face, I do indeed apologize if I wanted to show it off on camera, but hey, I gotta work with what I got right about now, so... But not to worry, I'm sure it'll go down pretty soon, so yeah, no big deal on that front, so... But hey, that's not the main subject for today's video right about now. I think for today's video, we might as well go ahead and talk about a brand new movie right about now, So yeah, I guess if anything, I figured that's exactly what I would do, and for good reason, because I've actually got this out. So yeah, this actually may look like a regular old business card for Crown City Cinemas, to which, yeah, for today's movie I'm gonna be talking about. I did go back to Crown City Cinemas right about now, but if I can turn it over to the back right about now and show it for all of you guys here, yeah, I think that looks about right. So yeah, I think if you couldn't tell right about now, the back of this business card for Crown City Cinemas actually has this little stamp with a ticket on it, because yeah, I have actually just learned that they've actually started doing something quite interesting, to say the least. That if you pick up one of those business cards over at Crown City Cinemas, if you actually go there, they'll actually stamp a ticket right on the back of the card, and if you get 10 in a row, if you actually get all 10 stamps on the back of this business card, you'll earn yourself a free movie ticket, which is absolutely sweet right about now. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this bad boy in my wallet for sure, because yeah, it'll definitely come in handy. So yeah, it's actually quite interesting, to say the least, to actually kickstart this thoughts video right about now. Alright. So yeah, I guess pretty much stepping aside from all that, I think it's pretty clear right about now for today's thoughts video right about now. I did go back there for sure, and of course I did manage to, of course, see the latest movie that just came out right about now, to which, oddly enough, is probably the main subject of today's thoughts video right about now. And before you guys ask, no, it's not the latest M. Night Shyamalan movie, Old, because, yeah, looking at the trailers, it does kind of look dumb for sure, so I decided to skip out on that one. No, I think for today's movie I'm going to be talking about, I'm actually going to be talking about the latest movie to a somehow interesting movie franchise that's based on a toy line that's almost as popular as Transformers, but for some reason, nobody ever talked about them. Yeah, I'm not kidding on that, so yeah, I guess for today's thoughts video right about now, we're going to be talking about the latest movie, and of course, pretty much the movie franchise that hasn't had that many movies for sure, but I think I think for some reason it hasn't gotten a lot of recognition for sure, and yet nobody ever talks about. So yeah, in case a lot of you guys are wondering for sure, I'm actually going to be talking about the latest movie, and of course a movie franchise simply known as G.I. Joe. So yeah, and of course for the subject of today's movie right but now, the latest G.I. Joe movie that just recently came out is of course simply known as Snake Eyes, also known as Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. So, yeah. I guess if anything, I guess that is, of course, the subject for today's video right about how so. So, yeah. It's pretty much what I can say on that front. Alright. Okay, so now that I've actually got pretty much the introduction out of the way, I guess a lot of you guys are wondering how do I feel about G.I. Joe in a nutshell. Well, I guess, truth be honest, I never really knew about G.I. Joe, let alone grew up with it. But I do know it is a one of the most recognizable toy franchises that's done by Hasbro, the same company that actually made the well-known toy franchises for quite a long time now, which are, of course, Transformers and My Little Pony. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think it's actually quite interesting to say the least, and I never really actually grew up with it in its entirety for sure, but upon my research on it, it does sound pretty interesting to say the least, and I think you're pretty much familiar with the good old phrase, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! Wow, I didn't expect to actually put that in this thoughts video. Damn, it looks like I've actually taken up some free time editing this video right about now. That's quite interesting, so... And yet, truth be told, I never thought I would have expected this since the Forever Purge a few weeks ago. Alright, so yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I felt about the G.I. Joe franchise in a nutshell for sure, but in terms of the movies that have been out for quite some time, yeah, you expect that there will be a lot of G.I. Joe movies over the course of the past decade for sure. Well, it may sound that way, but that's not the case because, well, right before this movie, we only had 2. Yeah, yeah, it's actually quite a shame to say the least. So yeah, and I guess what I do find quite interesting that in terms of the G.I. Joe movies that have been out from, of course, 2009 to 2013 to all the way up until now at this point, what I do find quite odd and somehow interesting in my opinion is that since they've been out for some time in terms of the 2 movies that we got before, including this one, for some reason, nobody ever talks about them. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I actually did thought of that upon my research. I mean, really think about it. I mean, over the course of the pretty much for well over a decade now, how many people have you seen talking about the Transformers movies around the time they came out? Well, tons to say the least. So yeah, but I guess in terms of the G.I. Joe movies, for some reason nobody ever talks about them to say the least, so that I do find quite odd, but hey, I guess regardless on that, I still want to go into, of course, the G.I. Joe movies before going into this movie, just to get my fresh take on, of course, what I have to say. And in my opinion, well, they're not the worst movies I've actually seen, but at the same time, I don't think they're good either, so yeah, it's almost kind of a mixed bag for me, with, of course, some parts of it good, while the rest I just kind of felt they didn't have any interest, to say the least, but hey, I still think the movies are still well worth the watch, regardless on what I say about that, so yeah, and I guess I might as well go ahead and do a little rundown, of course, the first 2 movies beforehand. So yeah, the first one entitled G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra. To be honest, I don't think it's actually a great film by all means, but I think it's probably more on the leans of probably almost on the range of terrible, but I do find the action to be quite good, and it does have some really interesting narratives that they actually went with, so yeah, doesn't actually make it a great film to say the least, nor is it even one of the worst, but I guess I would probably say it's okay at best, Though, granted, I think it's more on the lanes of bad, but still okay and tolerable to watch. Its sequel, entitled G.I. Joe Retaliation, I will admit, I don't think it's actually as strong as the first film by far. In fact, when you really think about it, it's a little bit more weak than the first film, but again, it's harmless to say the least, and it did the job fine, so yeah, I think it's pretty much what I felt about the first two G.I. Joe movies in a nutshell. So yeah, I guess I probably knew what I was going for with, of course, the newest one that just came out very recently. So yeah, and of course, seeing how the movie just recently came out right about now, I've pretty much had the privilege to officially go and see it for sure, just to see what it turns out, and it would have been a shame too, because yeah, seeing how this is done by Hasbro, I was expecting it to be done by their production company, Allspark Pictures, but nope, that said studio actually closed down right about now, and Hasbro just bought Entertainment One very recently, so I guess they're the factors to, of course, their future movies right about now, which is a shame. So, but hey, regardless on that, I did officially go see this movie right about now, and now that I've actually seen it all the way through, what do I think of it overall? Well, I will admit it's okay in my opinion. Just okay. I mean, it's not good, not bad. It's just okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just okay in my opinion. Just okay. But I will say this. In terms of pretty much with this in comparison to, of course, the first two G.I. Joe movies, I will admit this one is slightly better. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I actually think this new G.I. Joe movie is actually better than the first two. Quite a bit of a surprise to say the least, but yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say about it. It is better than the first two films, but still okay nevertheless. Alright. Okay, so now that I've actually got out of the way, I think we might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about. First of all is, of course, the story for, of course, this movie. So yeah, I guess to best describe this movie, with, of course, the tagline being G.I. Joe Origins, it actually is serving as an origin story to, of course, one of the characters in these movies, which is, of course, this ninja-like character named Snake Eyes. So yeah. And of course I will say this, even though I didn't actually thought the first two films are the good right about now, I will admit Snake Eyes to me is probably one of the more interesting characters in the first two films in my opinion. So yeah, I guess if anything, seeing how I actually do fell that way for, of course, the character himself, Snake Eyes, I was quite curious to see on how the story for, of course, this movie would turn out, with this being a full-on origin story, like pretty much how you want to see Snake Eyes become, well, Snake Eyes. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think I will admit the story for, of course, this movie, for while I do think it does have some pretty good parts for sure, I will admit at the same time, it also kind of felt a bit clumsy, to say the least. So yeah, I mean, granted, I think there are some parts of it that I am heavily hooked on throughout the course of this movie. But at the same time, I think at the same time there are a few other parts that I just didn't care, to say the least, and I almost end up, well, dozing off from, of course, well, seeing those scenes for sure. So, but yeah, I guess if anything, maybe I think the story for, of course, this movie would have been done a whole lot better if they actually add a whole lot more to make it a whole lot more interesting, and maybe cut out some parts that are incredibly boring. But hey, I guess with what we got right about now, it's not great by all means. Yeah, it's not really a great story by all means. Yeah, because yeah, like I said, there are some parts in it that I actually really do like about it. But at the same time, I just kind of felt it's a bit clumsy, to say the least. And not only that, I also find the film's writing as well to also be bit of a main problem with, of course, this one. Like, well, again, some scenes are written out pretty good for sure, but the rest I just kind of felt almost kind of looked like we enter a completely different movie for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I didn't actually get right onto the midst of a really good number of parts with the film's writing for sure, but at the same time, it does deliver on some good elements for sure, and it did the job fine right about now. So yeah, I guess that's the way I can actually describe it for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, now that I've actually got the story and the writing out of the way, I think we might as well go ahead and move on to the next thing I need to talk about. First of all is, of course, the characters for sure, and I will admit, they're not bad characters to say the least, some of which I actually do care for a whole lot, like, of course, well, the main character himself, Snake Eyes, for sure. But at the same time, I don't think they're actually awful characters to say the least. But I will have to strangely admit, some of them are a bit one-dimensional, to say the least, and at the same time, I just kind of felt they're not really that interesting, to say the least. So yeah, maybe I think they could have actually done some things that could have made them a whole lot more interesting, but I think with what we got, it just didn't feel right to me. So yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say for, of course, the characters for sure. But the actors playing all the characters right about now, I will strongly admit, they actually did pull off some pretty good performances. So yeah, pretty much as bland and uninteresting as the characters are, I will admit all the actors that actually came on board for, of course, this movie to play all those characters, they actually did pull off some pretty good performances, especially with, of course, well, the main character himself, Snake Eyes, played, of course, by Henry Golding. I will admit, he actually did do a good job, and of course, portraying his character pretty well. And yeah, unlike the first two films, where of course Snake Eyes never got one single line of dialogue, yeah, pretty much seeing how Snake Eyes is, of course, the main character. Well, he's the center of attention, so might as well give him that. So yeah, and of course, if you were expecting me to say that he never talks throughout the entire movie, well, you thought wrong. But hey, I'm sure that's for a good reason right about now, and I don't blame the people making this movie for actually making this decision right about now. They just need something to, of course, make the character stand out a whole lot more, as well as, of course, make Henry Golding's acting actually work well for, of course, this character, and it did the job fine. So yeah, I guess aside from all that, all the actors that came on board to play all these characters in this movie, they pulled off some pretty good performances in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, now that I've actually got the characters and the actors out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. First of all is that, pretty much, even though I never really dived into this main aspect in any of my thoughts videos, I will admit the production value for, of course, this movie, I will have to say it is done massively well right about now. I think it actually captures the feel of the movie perfectly, in my opinion, and it really did stand out a whole lot for sure. So yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that, and plus, I also really do admire on pretty much sticking with the production value for sure. It also really does help with, of course, with the tone and the atmosphere in this movie. That is something I actually really do admire the most for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, I really do admire the production value in this movie. I think it really did the job perfectly, and it really does help out a whole lot. So yeah, and of course another thing that I should mention right about now is that I really do admire the action in, of course, this movie. I think with, of course, every single fight that I've actually seen on screen, it is done massively well, and I really love on how it actually turned down for sure. So yeah, pretty much with every single fight that I've actually seen is, of course, well, topped off with, of course, probably with, of course, something that could actually top it off, like, of course, an explosion or anything, really. Yeah, I think it actually does helping us stand out a whole lot. So yeah, I really do admire the action, of course, this movie for sure. But the rest I have to say is kind of hard to actually get a grasp behind. Like, of course, for the cinematography right but now, I will admit some parts of it I don't think is awful by all means. But when we had to get to the action right but now, pretty much a majority of it is, of course, pretty much the cameraman panning the camera all over the place, and nothing but a shaky cam all over. So yeah, that actually that I do find quite distracting for sure. Like every single time I actually see it, whenever a really good action scene is played out, I feel like I'm about to either get dizzy or, of course, get a bad case of motion sickness for sure. So, oh, excuse me. But thankfully, that didn't happen when I actually saw this movie for sure. But again, I actually do find it incredible. I do find it incredibly distracting for sure. And maybe I think it could have been done a whole lot better for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say on that. And plus, I don't think the direction of course, this movie that's done by the film's director, I just don't think it actually works pretty well. Like, maybe I think maybe it could have been done a whole lot better than what it's trying to do, but I don't know. Maybe I think it's actually not really that gripping, to say the least, and I really don't get into the feel of when seeing this movie for sure. At least for me, for sure. So yeah, and of course I really don't think the film's editing actually worked, in my opinion. Like, yeah, maybe there could have been some things that could have been cut up a whole lot more, and maybe some things that could have used a big tweaking. It just didn't feel right for, of course, this movie right about now. So yeah, I think it's pretty much everything that I need to say. But the only question remains: did it deliver well? Of course, giving out a pretty interesting origin story to, of course, Snake Eyes himself? Well, I guess the answer to that question is, actually, yeah, it does. Yeah, despite some massive problems for sure, and it really does get distracting in some parts, it did the job fine, and of course, giving out a pretty unique origin story to Snake Eyes himself, and yeah, I can't actually say it's actually awful by all means, but it did the job fine for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say on that, and yeah, it's pretty much to help explain why I actually felt about this movie. All right. So yeah, I guess if anything, that's pretty much what I can say. So yeah, I guess overall, for a while I don't think it's actually a great film by all means, nor is it even terrible. Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins, I do think it's actually a decent flick, to say the least, but I will strongly admit at the same time, I do think it is done a lot better than the first two G.I. Joe movies for sure. So yeah, maybe I think it could have been, maybe I think it could have been done a whole lot better and actually make it fun and interesting and actually very engaging and really fun to watch, like, say, the 2017 My Little Pony movie, or even Bumblebee back in 2018. But at the same time, I didn't want it to be terrible for sure, so yeah. But yeah, I guess if anything, despite all that, it's passable. Not good, not bad, just passable. So yeah, and I guess if anything, if you actually do want to experience it for yourself, then by all means, I highly suggest you should for sure. Like I said, it's not really that great or that terrible, but it's a decent flick that guy actually could actually stomach through just fine for sure. So yeah, I guess if it's something up your alley, then definitely check this movie out for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, to say the least. It's not good, not bad, but just okay in my opinion. So yeah, pretty much a rather harmless flick, to say the least. But hey, if it's something up your alley, definitely check this one out for sure. So yeah, for my final score ramble now, I'm of course going to give this movie a somehow decent 5.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's not good, not bad, but it's passable to say the least. So yeah, and I guess if you're in the mood to actually see pretty much the recent G.I. Joe movie that is done much better than the first two films, but couldn't actually be all that gripping or that interesting, to say the least, then by all means, give this one a watch. It's worth a couple hours of your time. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I can say on that. So yeah, what else can I say except grab your sword and fight your way to see this movie for yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say on that front for him by now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins and what you thought about it, as well as of course leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And of course, support me on Patreon if you want to see some sneak peeks to some videos that I got coming up, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. Then yeah, and of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say on that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and yeah, looks like we're nearing the end of July right about now, which means, yeah, quite a whole lot of movies I've actually gone through. Pretty much starting out on a rather busy note for sure, with of course Boss Baby 2 and the Forever Purge, and then making our way back over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Black Widow, and then a week later we dive right into, of course, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and yeah, and then this week we've actually dived right into of course Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. So yeah, I guess this month has been a really busy one in terms of seeing some movies, at least for me, for sure. But hey, I guess regardless on that, there's still one more movie that I have yet to actually talk about, and it's one that I am hoping to, of course, see later on before the end of this month, for sure. So yeah. And I guess, in case you're wondering, I think we might as well dive right back into Disney right but now, as we talk about pretty much the latest movie based on one of their classic attractions at their theme parks. I'm definitely going to leave you on that note for sure. So yeah, I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.